Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Nerds Order Music. Today we have some very special guests, a local podcast from Connecticut known as the Brothers Podcast. What's up, guys?
How
What's
you
going
doing?
on, man?
And not much, just enjoying the day as much as we can, right?
How you feeling today, man?
Doing good, doing good.
Good.
Shall we get started?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Let's go.
sir, man.
All right. So, where did this idea of yours begin? Like, what started the Brothers Podcast?
So I'll answer first, and I'll let Deacon follow up. So one day I was working this, and I mentioned this story on our platform, but I was working this job that I hated, man. I was working this third shift job, and I like I would just get so many ideas. I was never ever I would never be locked into the job. I would always be thinking about so many other different things, other ways to make money. Just so my mind would just be elsewhere. And I would keep a notepad with me. And obviously Dariel, he didn't work third shift. So I got this idea like, man, I want to do a podcast. I like had the name, well, flirted around with the name a little bit. I didn't have the name right away, but Dario could tell you, I texted him immediately. It was probably like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So he didn't get the text till, he eventually woke up and seen it. And I just began to talk about ideas. When I brought it to his attention, he was saying like how he wanted to do the same thing, just didn't kind of know what lane or how he would go about it. So, we just began planning and thinking about ideas from there. And he could follow up with it.
Yeah, so it was very similar to what you said. I just remember you came to me with the idea, and it was kind of crazy because I literally had notes for like trying to set up a podcast and just never followed through with it. Just didn't know where to go, didn't know how to start, didn't know what I wanted to do with it, but I knew I wanted to do something in the vein of podcasting. So when when Tyler brought the idea to me, it was like, damn, like I was thinking about this for a while. And it was crazy because, anybody who knows me or Tyler, we're, my best friend for years. So it's kind of crazy that I didn't think to just pitch the idea to him right away. But somehow, some way, it just came natural, So that's pretty much what happened. And once we got the ball rolling, like once we both brought that to the table, we both knew like, yo, this is something we need to do.
Yeah.
I love that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. That's how it came about. And, just to add to what he said, it didn't start off all good, man. Like, it started off really rough, man. We had no idea what the hell we were doing. If we want to be honest with you, we didn't, like you said, we planned, we thought about, put it like this. We thought about the finish line before we thought about running a race.
Yeah.
So we faced many problems. At first, we're strictly audio. We don't we haven't done video yet. So you can find us obviously on all wherever podcasts are found anywhere. Apple, Google, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever we're everywhere. But we're strictly audio. But when we first started out, we wanted to do video.
We tried it though.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
Did try video.
Yeah, we tried it. We tried it. We have a lost episode out there that's taped, and I actually revisited it probably about almost a month ago. And looking at where we are now, man, it was terrible. I mean, no structure, no structure, no like. I'm just like, yo, what are we? It wasn't all bad, but just you could tell like where we are now.
We just wanted to get on. We wanted to hurry up and get it going. The idea was just so fresh, and we were just so happy to do it that it was like, man, let's just go. Let's go. And in hindsight, I'm kind of glad we did that though, because it was kind of a humbling experience. You got to be ready for this type of stuff. you got to put the work in. So that was cool, like just doing it and seeing what came about. So yeah, man, that was a crazy experience for sure.
Yeah, man.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how my shit started, honestly.
How did you start?
Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
music got me out of killing myself. Let's put it that way.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I really wanted to give back to music, so I wanted to help bands get their messages out there. So I'm like, fuck it, let's see what happens. So I work a lot in underground, and I'm just like messaging bands who I listened to in college saying I would love to work with you, blah blah blah, like, like shit like that. And one of my favorite groups from when I was in college actually responded to me. I'm like, oh shit, this is happening, and I had no idea what I was doing. So I'm like, what should I use? He goes, first time. I'm like, yep. He goes, use Zoom. I'm like, okay. And I've been using it ever since. He and I still stay in touch. He's actually going to be coming back on my show soon for an album release, which is really nice. And I've just been rolling with it 69 episodes later. And I've been doing this since January of this year. So I've not been around that long. Just rolled with it.
Nice.
Yeah, and then
No, I was gonna say, so you 69 episodes in.
yeah,
so far.
and it's only I gotta speak English. I'm sorry. I've only been doing this since January of this year.
That's awesome.
So this is new. So this is like a new playing field for all of us.
Yeah.
I want to say something. You just said something about music saving your life, pretty much. First and foremost, don't know you much, but I'm glad to have you here with us. You know what I'm saying? Mental is something that me and Tyler, we are like big advocates on. It's just the mental space, your mental space. So I'm just happy to have you here with us. That's number one. And number two, man, round of applause to you and congrats to you for sticking it out this year, starting this year, and still doing it. From January till now. That's a big milestone. It's not as easy as it may sound to some people, but that's a long time, man. That's a long time.
It's been a grind too. Like when I hit episode 15, a group told me, post what you do on our Facebook, get yourself some more bands. I'm like, okay. And in a matter of like 2 hours, like 10 bands responded to me, plus this owner of a record label. I'm like, wait, what? And I didn't expect that. And he and I have been talking ever since. And he has me work with his bands. I'm actually part of his buddy's label now as a marketing assistant. So that's been a blast. And now I'm just working with their bands, asking other bands who I listen to. And that's how I got to where I am now. We've had some pretty big supporters too. Some of them like under Warner Chappell Records, which is a big label. We have one guy from there who always loves coming on the show. We got people from Nuclear Blast coming in. And honestly, this has just been insane. All because I just started asking if I could work with people after their music got me out of hell.
Man, that's deep, and that's some good stuff there. I want to harp on something that D said. Obviously, glad you didn't take your life, man. People sometimes if you tune into us, we do talk about mental health a bit. Probably we touch on it in some way in each episode. But so I like I said, I'm glad. And music is like I want to say like the hospital for everybody. You know what I mean? I don't really know a person that does not like music. You know what I mean? We all have our different flavors and genres that we listen to. So, but I don't know anyone that was like, I hate music. I don't want to hear it. So I'm glad that kept you, man. I want to ask you this too. How did you discover us?
Honestly, I was looking up local talent and I found you guys. Actually,
Wow.
funny thing is, I was scrolling through to see if there's any other people I could follow, after I found you guys, and I found some people who I do not want to talk to ever again for personal reasons. Because one of them is responsible for making me almost off myself.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not fun.
Yeah. Wow. So like mutual people that we know.
I'm not gonna say her account name here for obvious reasons.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm just scrolling through to see if I can find any more local talent because I'm all about like supporting local talent. I'm actually gonna be working with a barber soon named Benji. If he sounds any familiar to you guys,
That name sounds familiar. I was a Benji, but I mean, if I see him, I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my old team members used to go to him, and I'm just like, fuck it, because I wanted to start helping out businesses too. That's actually kind of how I found you guys, was because I wanted to start helping out small businesses and local talent, and I just found you guys and him, and I'm just like, let's do it.
Yeah, that's I think, too, man, it's always good. Like, you know, I kind of don't like the term small business. I mean, I get it. Not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not offended by it by any means, but because, you know, I feel like it kind of like puts you in a box.
Yeah.
And like, oh, let me just help this little small business out because they just, and I get it, but we kind of gotta, and kind of preaching to myself, like you kind of gotta big up yourself, kind of instill that confidence in you, I mean, even though like the work may not be there yet, or what I'm saying, but you gotta kind of see it before it happens. You gotta live the vision and walk the vision, man, because what I think you're doing is dope right now. And I think as you continue to grow, because just listening to you, and like this is the first time we chatted through Instagram and stuff, but this is the first time we having like a face-to-face, although via Zoom. I believe that your story, you have a story,
Yeah.
you have a good story. You have a great story, and like the further you continue to go and push yourself and put yourself out there and expand your platform and what you're doing, you're gonna go places, bro. And it is a reason why, I ain't gonna get too deep on here, but it's a reason why you're still here.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say that.
I didn't mean to use the term small business either. Like whenever I say small, I'm kind of meaning like local. I don't mean to use the term small like that. So that was on me. But yeah,
No, you good, man. I take no offense to it. I was just,
Yeah. All right. My next question is how do you decide your topics for each episode?
Take that, D.
So for us, we basically go off of, we have our own format. So I know like for us, we talk a lot about current stuff, what's going on in between the times of our recordings. And a lot of that stuff is like sports, music, world crises, COVID-esque type stuff, just stuff like that. And then as far as the topics, we kind of just go off of what we feel. And like me and Tyler, like because we're kind of we're very similar but very different in the same breath. We both have the same values on a lot of things. So it's very easy to just, we kind of come up with certain things like, we're both not fans of like certain things on social media, for instance, right? So we'll just talk about something like that. And that's kind of how we'll just pick up on it. And we'll just go like that, man. I mean, majority just current events and just what we value, and just the common things pretty much.
Yep. And we have certain segments as well too that we feature on our show, like on the clock, which basically like a this or that. Like, so for example, I don't know, let's say a question like, oh damn, I'm having a brain fart right. Okay, Red Sox or Yankees? And then you got like 5 seconds to answer the question, and if you don't answer in that time frame, you gotta take a shot. You know what I mean? So we kind of have a little fun on the show as well with certain segments that we do have. So it's good. And like I said, I mentioned earlier, like, when we first started this out, we didn't have no segments. Everything was kind of all over the place. D, if you get a chance, man, go look at that first episode we did. You'll get a kick out of it.
I watched it, and it's like I said earlier, in hindsight, I like seeing it though, because I like to see the growth. I like to see where we started. And sometimes, and I'm sure you can attest to this, is just sometimes you just got to get started and just get going. Whether you have support or not, whether 1 million people are listening or 5, whatever the case may be, as long as you're serving your purpose and why you want to do it, That's the ultimate goal. That's the most important thing. So, you know, you having your own platform via Zoom, you're going through, you know, local art, local talent and stuff like that. I think that's pretty dope in itself because it's essentially helping you and everyone else out. You know, so keep grinding it out like that, man. That's pretty dope.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My biggest goal here was to help as many people as I could, whether it be local talent, musicians, etc. Because I know it's like trying to get your name out there and struggling. And I want to be there to help everyone else out. So as I grow, I want everyone else around me to grow too. That's like my big thing with this project.
That's big, man. I could tell that says a lot of stuff like that. Usually says a lot about your character too. I'm pretty sure that's the type of person you are, just in general. So, and that's a good trait to have, man. You know, there's not a lot of people like that. Some people they can't wait to grow, leave you. You know, some people they don't want to see you grow. But you know, when you have a team of people who want to win and want to see you win, that's the biggest blessing ever because so many people out here they won't support you for what you do. You know, they won't support you for what you do. But as long as you have the right ones around you that want to see you strive and go far, like, hey man, that's big.
Yeah.
That's how everyone is at the label too. Like they're all trying to help each other lift up. That's like the guy who found me from the first label. He's like that too. Like they all are like that. They're all just helping each other, supporting each other, and making sure everyone grows. That's what I love most about what I do. Because ever since I found them, it's just been like everyone's helping each other out. Which before I met them was one thing that was lacking in my own life. Because, like I said, the events that got me here weren't very subtle. And the people who I saw as family, like close friends, were the first ones to go. And it was fucking hell.
You know, isn't it so crazy how sometimes, you know, that's how, you know, that's how life works. The ones you think you could count on, they aren't there. You know what I'm saying? Especially in in your time of need the most. You know what I mean? Everybody is there for the high moments, but you know, when it's time to be counted on, when you need them, you know what I mean? Because you know, when you're going through stuff, sometimes people think, you know, whatever it is you're going through, they think he's crazy or he's acting out for, but everything affects everybody differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We may deal with the same things, but I may take it harder than you may take it. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. You know what I mean? So I can't judge you because you can't do that. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm glad. Question for you though. Do you play any instruments? Like, do you do anything like in?
I'm trying to get an instrument right now. I'm a lyricist, but I'm really trying to get myself a guitar and learn how to play and then get a band so I can make my own stuff. Because I do have a lot of lyrics written down. A lot of it's pretty morbid. I'm going to be honest. A lot of it's real morbid, but I'm really trying to bring it to life.
Okay.
Yeah, like when I wrote my first track, I was in a therapy waiting room. I'm gonna be honest. I was in the waiting room with my therapist. I just had a bunch of flashbacks to when I used to be even more suicidal than I was back then, and I just let my hand do the rest.
That's where the best pen work comes from, though. Most artists say that when you're going through some shit. I only asked that question because I actually do play drums. I play drums. So that's something that I do, you know, as well. So I'm very familiar with recording and all that type of stuff. Speaking of that, though, our season finale, which we will be recording this Saturday, the 11th, we're having a live band. So yeah, we got a live band on the podcast on this. So we're going out real right. I don't think, to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever heard any podcast, big or small, that has featured a live band on an episode. So
I'm excited.
I am too now. It's gonna be awesome.
So yeah, this is something that we're doing for the first time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not playing. One of my good friends, he's playing drums, and not only is he playing drums, he's going to be the MD, the musical director for the rest of the band. So it's going to be fun. Me and D got a lot to say. When was the last time we recorded, D? It's been a while.
Been about a month, close to a month.
Yeah, it's been about a month since we did our last. So, this is gonna be good. We have a lot to say. We definitely have a lot to say. So this episode, it is gonna be very, very interesting. This is gonna be very interesting. Like, I have so much. It's like it's been building up.
Yeah.
It's been building up, bro.
Come to think of it, my finale is coming pretty soon too, with my rebranding and everything coming in October. Like, I'm just trying to get all my episodes out before it happens. I have like 6 I gotta edit and post, plus this one, but they're almost all done for the most of it. I'm just waiting until they're uploaded before the actual rebranding begins. And then we have a bunch of new stuff going on. Like I mentioned to you, we're gonna be starting our own little radio broadcast. All of it's gonna be pre-recorded, but my co-host is someone from the label who used to work in radio. So we have a pretty good mindset of what to do. We have permissions from over 150 bands plus the label band. So we're already set on tracks. We're going to do 30 each recording session, and we're just going to go with it. Plus we're getting radio signatures and a bunch of other stuff. Plus a bunch of new segments are coming to the community we're holding. So I do think that this is, like you mentioned before, rebranding is like an evolution. And I think this is going to be the biggest one yet for me. Because, like I said, I have had no experience. I've never done this in my life. And I just said, I want to see what I can do with this. I just rolled with it.
Yeah. Hey, man, you've been doing a great job this far, man. And look what this brought you out of. And
I know.
You mentioned.
I have felt so alive doing this.
Yeah.
Man, that brings a smile to my face, and I don't even know you like that, man.
Yeah, man, for real.
I'm glad to hear.
One thing you mentioned rebranding, and I'm not going to get into this too much on here because we got to save some of the good stuff for our podcast.
Yeah.
But tune in. You'll hear more.
I definitely will.
Expanded version of this story. But one thing I will say, I'll give you a little sneak peek into it. I'll just be honest with you. We have no idea what we're gonna do after this season. We have no direction.
Just do what I did. Roll with it.
Yeah, it's just, and I'm giving the light version right now. I'm gonna get more into it and explain why. We've been dealing with, so this season has been so challenging on so many levels. And like I said, I will do some more explaining on the, we both will, on the our season finale. But it's been so challenging on so many different levels, doing it and just behind the scenes. But one thing I will say, every time we get in front of those mics and we get into the studio, the love is there. Love is there. We do what we got to do, and people rock with us. The people. So we just got to figure it out. If there is a season 3, it's going to look a lot different than how things look now. But I know after this episode, regardless of what happens, it's going to be, I'm not going to say a long time that people hear from us. I won't say that, but probably a long time that they see this iteration of the Brothers Podcast. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. And, just to piggyback off that too, and to not give out too much just yet. We don't know what's to come in the future, but you said something about, how the podcast, it just makes you feel so alive. And I'm pretty sure Tyler can relate to this. As he just said, despite everything that happens, like off the air and just behind the scenes, just behind the scenes. I won't get into too much, but it can be challenging. However, when we get in front of the mics, it's like it all goes away. It's like a good joy. So I'm sure all three of us can relate when we say we just like doing this. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I have no doubt in my mind that we'll figure it out. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I think it's good that we're going through this though, because there's so many different avenues that we can take. And one thing I will say is we don't know exactly what we want to do, but there is a lot that we know we can do. So that's what I wanted to say. So, I don't want to leave people thinking that we're just abandoning ship and just not doing anything in the creative mind state or anything like that. But we'll definitely be doing some sort of something going forward in the future. So, and I can't wait. Whatever it is, I can't wait.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I know we kind of didn't really explain what, and like I said, we will get into that. Y'all, anybody that's watching this, tune in to episode 8. We will get into, there's a lot of real shit that's going to be talked about. So just tune in, you as well, Zach. But, we'll give more elaborate explanations of why we're saying what we're saying and why kind of get more understanding of why we feel the way we feel. So
and I'm pretty sure I'll say this too is I'm pretty sure a lot of what we feel and what's going on is something that you as a creative can Zach can just relate to. So it's nothing crazy or anything like that, but just a lot of relatable things that come with trying to create content. So
yeah, I definitely feel that, because like for me, I'm always trying to think of what to add, like what can I do to the show, what to do to make it better. Like I do feel that. So that's why I added some certain questions that a lot of bands I work with never expect. Though my favorite one is, do you have any questions for me? And half the time their eyes open like, wait, what the hell? Like it's great.
mm-hmm.
They don't expect to interview the interviewee, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like, they don't expect that. So it's always fun throwing that in there.
Yeah.
They implemented that rather recently.
What's for you? So I got a question for you. What's been the most challenging thing? I know you started this in January and you were 69 episodes in, you said, correct?
Yep.
What is the most challenging thing from this experience for you? What has been the most challenging thing?
The most challenging thing, well, I would have to say it's more myself thinking that I could never have pulled this off, because that was like my biggest concern. I always had self-doubt, but now I don't doubt jack shit, because I know my heart is in the right place when I do this. And when I first got started, that was like the biggest challenge for me is how long will it, I always thought to myself, how long will this last? But now I know that I can keep going with this, because no matter what, there's always going to be bands and musicians who need help. And that's why I'm here. And I think the most heartwarming thing about that is seeing groups come back, because I've had a lot of returning guests and it's such a lovely thing to see.
I can see why though. It's a dope vibe. I know we're very new to each other here, but even just having this conversation is pretty dope, because we're talking about a lot of the stuff that we would talk about on the regular. When we're talking about stuff like mental health, we're talking about just being a creative, rebranding, the processes. It's dope just being able to kick that type of knowledge to each other and just kind of just vibe out on it. Because it's something that we take very serious and we're passionate about.
Yeah, I agree, man. I definitely agree, man. This is kind of therapeutic for me, because we haven't potted in like a month.
Yeah.
So like this is in a sense kind of get you ready, dusting off the chops. You know what I mean? It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Zach. This is all good stuff, man. And I do want to say this too, man. And I think I said this a little bit earlier, man. You off to a great start. Expand.
I really appreciate that, and I plan to. My goal is to help as many artists as I can before I drop.
Yeah. Expand. Yeah, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Expand your platform. And I know you will. You know what I'm saying? I got a good feeling about you, Zach. So
Yeah,
I
man, and
appreciate that.
I could
really
see why a lot of people come back to kick it with you again a second time. Like I said, when Tyler told me about this, I was just like, yeah, man, let's go. You know, I'm ready. I'm ready to just get on and just seeing like you having the platform you have and expanding on it is dope. You know, it's dope because a lot of people are so tight knit to what they know. You know, you're doing something that is not, I don't want to say risk taking as in like anything crazy, but you're doing something that isn't really easy for a lot of people, which is reaching out to people you don't know, talking to people you don't know constantly, hearing their story, giving your story. And that's dope, you know, because man, I'm glad I heard your story. Your story kind of just revamped me and in a sense kind of re-inspired me to, you know, go in and handle business on the 11th. So, and to continue handling business. So it was dope hearing your story.
Thank you
Definitely
very
was.
much. Thank you. Yeah, because when I was in that bad place, there's so much that goes through your head. Like I was on a week-long insomnia trip when this all went down. So I was dealing with so much crap, not sleeping, not eating. Like I was losing my fucking mind. And then I just put on the headphones and this one band, their song just woke me the hell up. And those lyrics will always be in my heart to the day I drop.
awesome stuff, man. That's awesome stuff.
Pain is power, and pain can build you up if you use it correctly. And that's one thing I learned.
That is
good.
a fact, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, man, can I steal that one? I might have to steal it.
Go for it.
I'm gonna have to steal that one for you, man.
Hey, like they say, pain is one hell of a teacher.
Oh yeah, it is, man. Shit, it sure is, man. Whew, that's
super relatable.
Yeah. But hey, in the end, though, things did work out. Like, I do this now. I've been in touch with so many people who I thought I'd never meet. Bands I'm big fans of, record labels who reached out to me, and now I am in constant talk with them daily. They're helping me with this broadcast of mine, and we're all just working together on things. We're actually planning a music festival too for the future once COVID's all over. Since they both have a good amount of bands under their belt, we're literally just putting them all together to make this big ass music festival. So I'm hoping that launches. We're gonna work hard to make
That's
it.
dope. That's dope.
dope, man. Yeah, man. Definitely dope, man. I'll definitely be on the lookout for that, man, and just on the lookout for all your future projects and things you got going on for sure, man.
I look forward
Absolutely.
to hearing that, and I'll be doing the same for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You gain new fans here.
I appreciate that. You guys gained one as well.
You sure did, man. Hey, man, can I plug us one more time before we dip up out of here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I just want to say to everybody that's listening to this episode, man, the Brothers Podcast season finale, episode 8, will be out September 13th. Like I said, it's going to be a good one. I am predicting it to be our best one yet. I
know it will be.
Yeah.
It will be.
It will be, man. We got the live band. It's going to be different. Very, very different. And like I said, I don't know what the future holds. We both don't know what the future holds, but we do hope to build on this. And we come back always 10 times stronger. And we hope to, with this season, though, you know, we always try to focus on the present. We want to leave, and we are going to leave a huge mark, definitely a huge mark. And I believe this episode is going to have so many great things, different emotions, highs, lows, just coming from a real place, man. Do you got anything you want to say regarding the episode?
Oh man, it's going to be pretty dope. You know, like you said, September 13th, the episode will be out. We'll be recording it on the 11th. We'll have a live band present playing while we record. It's going to be very dope. And honestly, I just want to say thank you to Zach. It's a pleasure being on your platform. Thank you for even letting us come talk to you, hear your story, man. And like I said, we don't know you from anywhere, but hearing your story was very inspiring for me. And lately, I've been running into just like kind of writer's block in a sense where you're just trying to think what's next. What else can I do? You know, and hearing your story just kind of gave me a little bit of my juice back to just go out with a bang and just make sure we handle this correctly and going forward, just making sure we're on what we need to be on. So thank you for having us on your platform. And you'll definitely be getting a shout out from us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. One thing, no matter what the future holds, remember, these are our legacies. We always must push forward with them.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Like the Brother Podcast is your legacy. This is mine. And I always love seeing them grow and how things can go from here. Never forget, put your heart and soul into your work and it will become marvelous.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you, Zach.
I appreciate you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. This has been wonderful.
Yes, sir. Much love.
Thank you, man.
All right, I think I'm going to wrap things up here.
All right, man.
This has been another episode of Nerds Order Music. Today we had the lovely host and co-host of the Brothers Podcast. You guys have an awesome night and take care. And I look forward to your season finale.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.